For this week's project, we'll be making this mesmerizing pointillism poster. For today's project, you will need a large coloring sheet. Now, I made this large coloring sheet by getting an image off of Google and then blowing it up to legal size paper. And you can do the same with any image that you like. Now, as you can see, there's a line going down the middle of my paper, and that's because I'm going to do two techniques at the same time. So on this side, I'm going to use markers, and the types of markers that I'm going to use are the Crayola broad tip markers and the Crayola fine line markers. And then on this side, I'm going to use paint, and for that, I'm going to need a plate and some Q-tips, so I can use these as my paint brushes, and the plate so I can put my paint on. And for paint, I'm going to just use some simple acrylic paint. Alright, well, I'm going to do the project, and then you can decide which materials you want to use based on which one you think looks the best. Okay, I'm going to get started. I'm going to start with the markers side first, so I'm going to put the paints aside and I'm going to show you how to do this technique. To make your drawing look like it's in the style of pointillism, you're going to need to do a technique called stippling. Stippling is where you put little tiny dots to form a color. Now, we're going to put little tiny dots all over, and you're going to put more dots where you want it to be darker and less dots where you want it to be lighter. Now, you don't have to do it very hard, but if you want bigger dots, you can use your bold markers. I think these dots might be a little small, so I'm going to switch over and try my bold marker. See how much better? Oh, these dots are much better. So I'm probably going to use my bold markers throughout the drawing. Now, I want my whole leaf to be green, so I'm going to put fewer dots up here because I want this side of the leaf to look lighter. So not as many. Less near the top. That's where the light is hitting it. And I'm going to put a lot more down on the bottom. I'm also going to add a lot more around the edges just to give him more of a dark outline. So I'm just going to put a few more along the edges. There we go. Now it's starting to get darker on one side. Probably some more over here. And some over here. Now you don't need to smash your marker down. You're just lightly touching the tip of your marker to the paper. Also, if you want to create shading, you can take some blue and you can put some dots of blue in your green to make it a little bit darker. And vice versa, you can take yellow and put yellow in with your green to make it just a little bit brighter. Now, I would suggest to do the yellow first, not like I'm doing it, because now my yellow is going to get some green in it, which is okay for this project, but later it's going to have a little bit of green in it. Okay, well, now that I've given you a short demonstration, I'm going to do the rest of the marker side. Well, now that's finished. Man, that took a long time, but it sure does look good. Alright, now to move on to the paint side. Now I need to grab my plate of paint and my Q-tips. And I'm going to use the same technique I did here with the small dots, but I'm going to dip my Q-tip in my paint and then I'm going to apply a dot to my paper. Let's get started. Finished with it, this is what it looks like, and this is what it looks like up close. Now the paint filled in a lot more area and it was a lot faster to color, but I lost a lot of detail and it was hard to actually make it within the lines. So overall I like them both, and now it's up to you to pick out which one you like best. Well, good luck with your project, and I hope you like this one. We'll see you next time. Bye!